Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar video. This time out we have two new pieces of merchandise, sort of collector oriented merchandise as well. We have two bookends from Dark Horse Direct. We have an Avatar Aang one and an Avatar Korra one. So you can buy them separately, but they're sort of more or less marketing it sort of as a set. Get both of them, use them as, each side of the bookends. $80 each, pretty expensive, but it does seem pretty high quality overall, as you can sort of see from the pictures. So let's cover the details here. So we'll start with the Aang, of course. Proud to present the Avatar Last Airbender Avatar Aang bookend. Riding his air scooter over the ruins of the four legendary elements, Aang is awakening the Avatar. Not sure about that line, but you sort of get the idea. Perfectly poised to accompany the Korra one, one or both, the choice is yours. Aang can be rotated on the bookend base to face any direction and stand 6 inches tall. The bookend base is 6 by 6 inches and the wall is 7 inches tall, so that's 7 by 6 obviously, I guess. Additionally, tattoos and eyes are coated with glow-in-the-dark paint, so you too can awaken his avatar state. Nice little detail there. Pre-order yours before Avatar goes missing for another 100 years. It looks like they're only going to make 1,000 of them. Ship April to June next year. Made out of poly resin. And here is the details of the sculptors, painters, and stuff like that. Weighs 7 pounds. I think this is going to be key to see if they update the pictures at all with the final product. Item shown as a prototype and final product may differ slightly in appearance. Let's hope they do that, because probably the first thing I noticed, because obviously this is the picture they chose for both of them, this angle for both picture characters was to show from this angle where it highlights the earth and fire symbol quite heavily, and you'll probably notice there's something missing in the middle of the earth symbol. It just looks very blank. It's the earth symbol in a way we've pretty much never really seen it before, missing the bit in the middle, and it looks weird. It looks weird that there's nothing in the middle of there when there's meant to be the little swirl. For anyone wondering what I'm talking about here, if you just go to somewhere where you see the symbol, so for instance here, the cover for Toph Beifong's Metal Bending Academy, you can see here obviously Earthbender character to Earth one shot. There's the symbol right here at the bottom. You can see it's the same outside shape, but the middle is missing just the little swirl, the circly bit on both sides of this, as you can see here. But it's just missing here for some reason. And it's weird because the fire symbol obviously is super detailed. And then as we look through some of the other pictures, you can see glow in the dark. There it is, actually acting as a bookend to the comic library editions. Pretty cool. There's the other side, so you can see again the water symbol is quite detailed. Same with the air symbol, they have it all right. Looks perfectly correct. And it looks good from even the close-ups of the figure itself. I don't mind Aang having a kind of more serious expression here, since it's an avatar state Aang. But yeah, there's the back again. Detail looks nice. Nice shot on the front, and just the details along the sides of the sort of stone kind of tablet bit. It does make it look like it is Aang next to some ruins that have these symbols on the wall. So that's definitely a cool look, and I think it makes it stand out as a statue that it does feature the symbols on the back, that it's not just the character, it's the character on a little bit of a backing, and the backing is symbols from the show. That's kind of cool. The only place I can maybe, if this is purposeful that the earth symbol is like that, is that they're just basing it off bitter work and the fact that Iroh leaves out the little bit in the middle on the earth symbol, but he also only does 2 waves on the water symbol, and the angles exactly on the swirls on the air symbol aren't exactly correct. The details on the fire symbol aren't perfectly correct because he's drawing it with a stick, so it seems weird that they tried to be accurate to it on the earth symbol but not on the others. So I hope it is just an error and that they can update it sooner rather than later to include that, because I've seen a few people mention that they've already pre-ordered this, and I've seen no one actually talk about the fact that the symbol is incorrect at this point. Because like, again, if you're paying 80 and like 160 for both of them, and one of the 4 element symbols, like one of the most memorable and notable symbols in all of Avatar, is wrong, that's not a good error. And at least for me, who's kind of interested maybe getting the Aang, I'm absolutely waiting until they confirm that one of the changes that they're going to make is to put the full bit of the Earth symbol in there. It just kind of, to me, it stands out way too much, like I said, given that the main images are like almost focusing your eyes on the fact that it's everything, there's details everywhere, except randomly it's just plain in the middle of the Earth symbol when it shouldn't be. But let's move on to the Korra. So the text here, summoning a powerful water vortex over ruins of the 4 legendary elements, Korra is calling on the past avatars to enliven your bookshelf. Okay. Stands 8 inches tall. Okay, that makes sense. Same pretty much details otherwise. I like the sculpt. I think it looks really good. The hair, the face, the fact that it's her with her kind of cold weather kind of parka, the details in her clothing is fantastic. The one issue is that I'm not quite sure the full effect they're trying to go for with regards to it being like her doing the sort of water vortex, water spout type thing. And the fact that like clearly her body is cut off as it goes into the vortex, so her legs are in the water vortex. But the fact that like you can actually see through parts of the vortex up here, yeah, and you can see through to the sort of the color of the wall in the back, and you can see that there's no legs in there. That's a weird look for me. That I get to sort of save material. It would be sort of crazy to try and do a weird sculpt where like you did basically a full body Korra and then you like encased her legs in the water thing, and this is a more effective way to do it. But it also feels weird that you would then purposefully do transparent plastic and get across this kind of weird look, which usually looks fine in animation, but I think when it's moving they always make sure to show sort of through the water that like you can see like a little bit of their leg or whatever. And it just kind of is weird to see in a statue where it's a locked position that is the way it looks, that you can see through. We'll take a look at some of the other pictures. I think the up close look of Korra there, they've obviously photoshopped the glow in the dark effect there to look more impressive, but you can see it there too. The completely see-through bits here and here, you can see through to the wall. Similarly here, you can see through really heavily, and there's no legs there. Otherwise, I do quite like it. It's just that stands out as a more sort of egregious error of even if they fix it and sort of paints the statue so it isn't transparent, you then would know that that's the way the statue is put together. I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where maybe they just should have went for a slightly different effect. Have her just, standing up doing something a la Aang rather than this. But I get, they have to have the character swivel, and it's kind of easier to do with Aang on the air scooter than it is Korra on this. But, it's a little bit of an issue overall. And again, for $80 statues, you have to be sort of as picky as you want. Like, it's not just, buy them, they're like the cheap merchandise or anything like this. No, like these are kind of high-end collectibles that cost quite a lot, so you want them to be pretty much perfect. And so straight away, like a key part in the background, one of the most memorable symbols in Avatar, like being wrong, and then Korra's legs looking like they're missing because of the way they kind of have showcased it, kind of feels weird. Yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag here. I think it's cool that Dark Horse are getting back into doing statues again. Like, we haven't seen one in quite a while, so it is cool to see them also now taking advantage of the recent popularity resurgence because of Netflix and bringing back the statues. Like, I think Dark Horse Direct has been around for quite a few years now, and I think when they first announced it, we were sort of wondering, were they going to do anything Avatar? And they hadn't really up to now. So it's nice to see them actually go for something and, you know, it be a pretty high quality product. Like I said, I'm kind of interested in the Aang. Like, even not even to use it as a bookend. I think this would just be a nice statue where you just sort of place it up against the wall, because the bottom and the backing are sort of at a right angle. I think that this would look nice just as a normal statue. You know, like, not have to use it as a, you know, a bookend like this. Just because, you know, fancy bookends, it takes up space on whatever shelf or whatever you're using it in, so space that could be used to stack more books. So it's definitely more of a show-offy type thing. So I do appreciate it that it's sort of like, yes, it's a bookend because of the right angle thing, but it also just looks good as a statue and a piece by itself. So there's definitely an appeal there. But yeah, unfortunately, just because of some of the decision making here, I don't quite know if I'm particularly interested in the Korra. But we'll see where they go with the Aang. The one thing I'm sort of worried about is that they do seemingly ship worldwide, but if you look into the FAQ, it says here, you're responsible for any customs duties and fees, which basically means, like, if you know at all the way that works is that I think most of the time there's like a specific monetary amount where if a product is over that and you buy it, you get hit with customs. And I think it's like 20-ish euro for Ireland. So if I was to buy this, it would get hit by customs. So again, I have to hope and see if this stuff is even available anywhere else, which I don't actually know the exact specifics on Dark Horse Direct. It does seem like, because it is direct, it is only from them. So yeah, it probably also quite heavily limits me. So that, yes, it says it's 80, but it'd probably be like 80 plus, I don't even know what the shipping would be. Let me just see what actually happens if I try to pre-order this. Does it give me an estimate for shipping or anything like that? Let's see. Oh, you have to verify your address. I don't really want to go through with that right now. But yeah, so on something like this that weighs like £7, I'm gonna guess it would be probably at least 20 to ship to Ireland, and then that'd be 100 in value. So if it got hit by customs, it'd probably be like 20-30 on top of that. So like, it says it costs 80, but they would probably end up costing like closer to like the price of both of them by the end. So, you know, it's not great for international fans, but again, I don't know the exact specifics on that. So yeah, they're my thoughts on it. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about the Aang and Korra bookends from Dark Horse Direct, and some of the stuff that I talked about here? But yeah, they're my thoughts. In the comments, let me know. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.